Hey, community, here's what's brewing today.
Beyonce's World Tour.
Rihanna's Super Bowl.
And Black Heroes. So get your cups ready for Minoritea Report.
Hey, welcome to Minoritea Report. It's Auntie Carell.
Damn.
Ooh.
You are Auntie Landon. And it's Auntie Landon 2.0.
Landon 2.0.
The microphone.
Can't hear you, girl.
Still can't.
Sorry, I'm on mute. Sorry. There we go.
Well, it's still Auntie Carell. And who's that? Who's back?
And it's Auntie Dawon.
And it's Auntie Jarrell.
We were just telling Dawon like how Landon was going through troubles with his mic and everything last week.
Like not even 30 seconds ago. Just.
Landon must be in the atmosphere right now. He's like, I got you, bitch.
Yeah, literally. Say my name if you want to.
I know that's right. Well, welcome back, Dawon. How you doing?
Thank
and community,
you.
hello, by the way. Hello, community. Thanks for hopping in and subscribing and downloading all that good stuff. Thank you for listening for another week, booze. But now we got to say, hey, what's up, Dawon? She back.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Comment ça va? Est-ce que tu peux français avec moi? Oui? Jarrell?
Oui.
S'il vous plaît? Avec moi? No.
She said, voulez-vous pousser avec moi?
She said snail.
Ce soir.
She said croissant.
Baguette.
Right, with butter. With butter.
Because you know that's me. You know that's me. I'm not even gonna say it official. With butter.
I missed y'all. I really did.
How was your trip?
Trip was good. It was super short. It was like a work thing that I was able to tack on like an extra day on the tail end of it, and it was dope. I love going to Paris. I actually didn't speak a lot of French this time because I'm taking Spanish classes and I'm trying to become conversationally fluent. My hope is to get closer to that by the end of the year. So I'm like, I don't want to like mess my brain up, by like right. I'm over here doing my DuoLingo and doing my homework and whatnot, and then I'm parlez-vous français? So it's very
three languages.
It's very United Colors of Billington for me.
So question for you: do you find it more difficult now that because you know French as well? Because I can read and understand Spanish pretty well. Mm-hmm. I have the perfectionist in me just don't like speaking it because I have a hard time rolling my tongue. So it's like I just don't feel comfortable speaking it. But I can watch telenovelas and understand everything that's happening. Mm-hmm. But when I tried to take a French class my freshman year in college, I found myself defaulting back to Spanish because some of the words look similar, but how you pronounce them are not the same. And I was like, oh, bitch.
They're completely different.
Bitch. Yeah. And literally, it was the struggle. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah. So I'm dyslexic. I have an unseen disability. And for me, that shows up in a couple of ways. Y'all know names. Dates,
right. That's right.
And times, like they don't stick. And the way that my brain has stored information, created synapses to store new information like language and whatnot. I originally took French way back in like, I don't know, like maybe fourth grade or something like that. And did not do well. I remember I had a teacher named Mrs. Beyonce, and she was very French, very, very French. And in French, good is not good enough. Whatever you do, there's always room for improvement. So, and I struggled because I was like an A student. So like me getting like B's and C's, this was one semester and I was out. And then so I switched to Spanish. Excel. I have really good comprehension. of Spanish. My language skills, my oratory, my speaking ability, um, I can get the words out, but I'm focused on how it sounds and not sounding like an American speaking Spanish, right? And the utility is, I mean, I live in New York. You know, almost all of my friends speak. Everybody that I interact with speak in Spanish. So, but more to your point, I find it very difficult because of my dyslexia, because my French started the synapses in my brain where things were being stored. And then when I layered in Spanish on top of that, I get confused all the time. So for anyone that speaks French, you may have picked up on the fact that little French that I just spoke at the top of the call, I did say con instead of avec. So it switches all the time. But the accent is completely different. Just completely different.
I didn't take none of that growing up for some reason. I don't know how I kind of managed to get away. And then even in college, I had to take a year of some kind of language because of the honors program, blah blah blah. And I ended up taking a year of sign language because I was like, you know what, I want to do something like nobody's really doing. And so that was dope. But now it's one of those things, like, if you definitely don't use sign language day in, day out, you're going to lose that shit. Like, so
this is so sad. You know what video lives rip free in my head is that lady who pretended to be an interpreter.
Oh my
She
God.
was like, I'm telling you.
And she was serious with it.
She really was.
Because if you did not, like, for the vast majority of us that do not know sign language,
so me. I'm
right. And she's doing that damn thing.
Because you watch people, you see them people doing a sign language at the concerts, and like that don't look nothing like sign language. They'd be like,
maybe Billy Walker.
That's not a word. That's a feeling. That's a vibe.
Yeah. So I wish, especially as much, this sounds like a stunt, but as much as I've been to like Mexico and Spanish speaking countries, I be feeling bad. Like you said, like, you don't want to sound like an American.
Yeah.
I'm definitely that American, and they're like, bitch, shit, I don't know nothing, and I'm feeling bad in this hole.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like you don't want to go to their homeland just being that stereotypical American. Right. And I'm like, and that's when it hits me. I'm like, damn, I have not done my due diligence, and I still don't do my due diligence to learn enough to be cordial at least.
You know what's wild?
My time in Mexico, I didn't really feel like I needed to speak Spanish.
Because we've Americanized the shit out of PV.
Right.
And it's PV.
Right.
It's 75%.
It's Florida. It's Fort Lauderdale Junior.
Oh my gosh. But I've heard though, in France though, they at least appreciate the attempt to speak French.
Absolutely.
So that's the reason why I am literally, I downloaded DuoLingo today to start my. She had to wait to payday, to start. But yeah, so I'm going to start her.
And payday, the coins might go tomorrow. So computer recording on a Tuesday. And the rumor is right now that Beyonce's announcement is coming tomorrow. So by the time we'll know, obviously by Monday, if we know the dates and the concerts and all that shit. But talking about fucking payday, it's like the first of the month. Rent,
girl, that's why she did it. She already knew. She said, y'all bitches can camp out at the concert. That's what you're gonna do. Buy the tickets and you will. That's where you're gonna be at.
And it's a stadium. It's a stadium tour, so it's gonna be during the summer months for the most part. So
yes,
I mean, this summer
y'all ain't
is
start
like
saving already.
Pack it.
It might be too late. Figure it out. Put it on that card and figure it out.
This the real. What I'm really hoping is that it's like she just announcing it now, but the tour is not till next year. That's what I'm really.
You know what?
That's honestly that would be the move. That would be the move.
Twitter.
Yeah,
so I'm over here like doing my Google shit. I'm like, okay, is there already a tour that day? Damn, there ain't. Okay, is there something else?
To me, honestly, I think that would be such a power move in the sense of like, one, being hella extra thoughtful as far as like, your fans and being like, all right, I'm gonna make sure bitches have enough time to save, because some people don't stay ready, and inflation's real. Like, it's hard out here. People are losing their jobs at the beginning of the year.
Beyonce ain't going to put that thing at her mama's gala that say I'm going on tour in 2023 and that should be 2024. That ain't a Beyonce move. You know that.
Honestly.
She gonna be like, no, we don't do that. She's like,
honestly, it would be
these dates.
Honestly, no. What I'm saying, but if the dates were in 2024, that would be a move. Not rescheduling it, but just releasing the dates and actually saying that they're next year.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's
gonna happen. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's gonna happen either. But I'm saying though,
she want to show up Taylor. She want to show up Rihanna if she comes. She want to show up Madonna. She gonna be like, I'm gonna show y'all a motherfucking tour. That's what you gonna do,
and be like, guess what? Oh y'all had tours.
Sorry, I didn't know
about them.
Oh, you guys are in arenas. Oh, my bad. I'm in stadiums, ho.
I'm not gonna lie though, Darrell, that would be a godsend, to be honest with you. There was so much stuff going on this summer already. I mean, listen, she didn't put the visuals out for her last album, so we can wait.
Exactly. We've been waiting. We've been waiting. Ain't that new?
Like,
you right.
Well, what if the announcement really is the part 2 of the album?
That would be dope.
She's like, "Ooh, y'all thought it was a tour, but nope, I'm about to drop this album this Friday."
I mean, honestly, because it's supposed to be 3 parts, right? How's she gonna do 3 parts? I don't know. With you, 'cause I got questions now, because if it's supposed to be 3-part, we still missing 2 other parts, and she gonna give us a tour date before we get.
She said, "I'm gonna make y'all hoes spend all your money for 3 years in a row." So the second I get done with this world tour, I'm gonna drop that album.
And you know what?
No, I don't think she would do that.
I'll go broke because I'll be there every single one. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think that would be a bad move on her, because everyone ain't got those type of coins.
Sure don't.
Everyone ain't got those type of coins.
We find a way.
Bitches are barely trying to find the way to have them for the first go around. What you mean the second go around and the third go around? People giving up kidneys,
sugar daddies, everything. You going through all your cool set. You go through
like I'm going to my grandma's house and go to the cushions real quick. Let me go look. Grandma, when the last time you cleaned your couch?
You lifting up mattresses and shit.
Look.
Everybody got OnlyFans. They subscribe to each other. They know money, better making money because they spending it just as quick as they getting it.
So, I got 2 feet. There'll be a page for each foot.
This one for all the lefties out there,
right? You know,
I got some old underwear. I'll ski and some old pair of underwear. Some of them bitches in a heartbeat. You think I'm playing? I'm like, Corey, I got his tickets, didn't I?
See,
I don't know.
Not on the backs of your dirty underwear, girl.
That's love right there.
you done. No, I'm not gonna say that. You done lost all them kids.
All them kids.
For Beyonce. Genocide, baby.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
that's true.
Oh man, but
I don't even know how I'm gonna afford 2 sets of tickets. I just don't even.
The only thing
I might not be able to go twice.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll do one and that's it. The only thing I'm a little bit nervous about is I have a wedding in Brazil, September the 3rd.
Send a gift.
No, I'm sorry. Look,
that's a hard one. Brazil and like Brazilian menses or Beyonce.
That is not a hard question at all. I will be going to Brazil.
And I will be going to Beyonce.
Right.
I would like to keep my home in one piece. So
Corey and I have already agreed. If we ever go to Brazil, it's a see you back at the crib, girl. It's
so when's the trip?
That part. What are your dates again, Dawon?
I was just about to say. We're gonna see that in the group chat after this.
Actually, the plan is the plan is I'm going to be there for a month. That's the plan. So the plan is I'm going to take 2 weeks off, and that'll be like my vacation, you know, because I usually take like a 2 week, 2.5 week vacation somewhere towards the end of summer. And like, I'm not accessible. Don't call me. Don't talk to me. I'm vacationing. But then I'm going to tack on 2 weeks of working remotely while I'm down there. And DocuSign has an office down there. So not in Rio, but they have one in Sao Paulo. So I'll probably take a little puddle jump over there and, you know.
You see, you should be learning Portuguese. Fuck Spanish.
Well, you know, once you know one that language, you can get it.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up with my cousin down there. Are you going to go to Sao Paulo? So the plan is to go to Rio, and then I will most likely go to Sao Paulo for sure. My cousin lives in Sao Paulo, so
okay. There we go. Is this like blood cousin or like play cousin?
No, it's like a play cousin. Play cousin.
Right. That's a valid question to ask Black people.
Yeah.
That's a valid question.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So Primo will hook you up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get us connected so we can
details.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that.
But I mean, if Beyonce does, when she comes out with her dates, I'm gonna have to look because, like, you know, Carol, you hit me up about the Madonna thing, and even though I wasn't like crazy about seeing, 68-year-old Madonna, like
with the new face,
rolling around like a caterpillar on the stage.
That's a word.
Like,
the whole ass word.
But I would have gone to go see her because it's a vibe thing, and you guys were going. So, but then the dates was the 23rd. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be in the country.
Well, I'm looking at what people are starting to leak online. So it looks like, because since she's doing stadiums, it's going to be where the Giants play. Yeah. So out in Jersey, and it looks like it's going to be. Oh dang! I thought I saved it. Like, I think it was like around. Hold on. Like the end of July. So I'm like, oh Jesus. And it does look like she might have a Philly date on there. So they're kind of like, I'm like, who leaking this? Because Beyonce be on it. So I don't know if they making shit up, but I did start looking up dates to make sure there ain't nothing going on them days at these stadiums.
I don't know. Just like the foot rumor, I ain't believing none of this shit until I see the actual dates off of the Beyonce motherfucking website. So
yeah. So
I would almost hopefully the dates have something that's like in the July time frame, even if it's not like local to where I am, because then I'll just fly to go see her, and then I'm Gucci, because I'm gonna be I'm definitely getting anything that's gonna overlap with Brazil is a wrap. Ain't happening. I don't care. You could be aliens coming down from the Andromeda galaxy.
It's gonna be up there with the Jesus the Redeemer.
Hey y'all. Give me another caipirinha over here.
I know that's right. I know those Brazil's on my list. I gotta get there.
Yeah.
So by the time this episode comes out too, the Grammys would have been last night. So be interested if we also see Beyonce. So that's why I'm thinking shit is about to pop off this week, because she's up for Record of the Year, Album of the Year, and all this shit. So she gonna announce that tour. She gonna get these Grammys. She might drop these visuals. She might perform at the Grammys out the blue. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know what we don't know at this point, y'all.
I mean, you're right, because we didn't even know that she was opening for the Oscars last year.
Right, and she just popped up.
Yeah.
She said, hey, I'm here. I'm going to sing right quick.
I'm kind of glad that the whole thing in Dubai was like her old shit. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that was just all the old stuff, the archives. So hopefully.
Absolutely.
Come on, give us all the new stuff.
Said, I'm saving all.
But now she know. Look, Drunk in Love gonna have to be like that at every concert now.
Period. Here's the thing. I meant to say this last week when we kind of talked about it, and I might even do like a TikTok by the time this comes out. People are not talking about in the background how much them dancers were eating that routine when she was singing that shit. They was eating. I was like. So I hope Fatima does the tour. I hope Fatima does her tour. As much as I love Jaquel Knight, he's been with her since like Single Lady shit. And even though he's a queer black male too, so he might be able to give all the Vogue and stuff, he's choreographing The Wiz right now. So I don't think he did this tour. I don't think he's doing this tour. So if it's Fatima, that's just a whole nother level of stuff because Fatima's just so iconic and her dance style is just so different than Jaquel. It's going to give Beyonce something different that we haven't seen from her. And, I'm like, I can't. I'm so overwhelmed.
We're gonna hear Corey yelling from downstairs. He's like, "You're flooding us again," because that seat is wet right now.
Honey, I am so it's just too much for me to handle. All right, enough about Beyonce. I know you couldn't be like, y'all talk about damn Beyonce every damn episode. That's okay.
Damn right.
So shout out to Philly. I'm in Philly now. The Eagles won, so they in the Super Bowl, and this city is turned up. It's insanity here. Like, out of any city I've lived, this city is so.
They were in them streets. They were in the streets when they won that division championship.
Insanity. Like, everyone is such an Eagles fan here. It's such a sports city because it's such a blue collar, so they all feel like they're part of shit. Philly is like a whole nother level I ain't never seen. So I'm mad I'm gonna be on vacay literally that Super Bowl Sunday, but here's what it is. I'm gonna
blue collar cities,
Philly gear. So
them blue collar cities that with legacy sports teams,
it's different.
It is like the Mormon church. It is cultalicious. It is like they show up, they show out, they have like the shit tattooed on their nipples. Like they are hardcore.
And it's like all this female, male, non-binary, and in between.
Yep.
Like right.
The TikTok video of the news anchor, she getting in at the morning, like she's like, woo, woo. Yes. She pulling out confetti outside off her chest and everything. She's like, and then she literally it flashed to her like wave the Eagles flag, and she out in the streets getting carried by the police. And then she's like, we had a time last night. I was like, the way she said it, I was like, now that's how you know somebody was lit.
And so like when the Phillies went to the World Series last summer, Corey and I just happened to be at dinner that night, and same thing happened to them. They flooded Broad Street, and people are climbing poles. They're TPing the street. They go crazy. So like when we were home and I was watching the game, I was like, okay, it looks like the Eagles gonna win. Should we go down there again? He's like, girl, it's too late. We ain't gonna be able to get down there. I was like, you're right, because like they be shutting streets down. If you ain't already down there, you ain't getting down there. It's over. But shout out to Philly. So stand up, and then it's the Rihanna concert. So we'll see. We'll see if she announced her tour or something like that too, off the heels of this performance. Like, it's just too much going on, y'all.
I'm worried about Rihanna. I don't know. I'm just in my mind. I'm worried. She's been gone for so long. I just don't know. Like in my mind, I just
have her deliver?
Yes. And I feel like I've just put her on this pedestal because she's been gone so long, and I've just been rapping and listening to her music on my own that I'm just still rocking with those shit. And I'm like, but do she still got it too? Because I have to say this. I love the song "Lift Me Up" for the Black Panther Wakanda soundtrack. But it's not her. That song is not written for her voice. It is written for Tim's voice. Tim's is the one who should have sang that song.
It should have been what's it, Tamala Mann. They should have went to the church with it.
Well, it has more of that Afro beat and not the church beat to it. That's why and Tim's also wrote on it too. And you can hear it for her voice.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been just fine. I think they used Rihanna just for the namesake, honestly.
Oh, 1,000%.
Honestly. But her vocals
I guess I'm doing the Super Bowl. Let me get back
But her vocals did not deliver for that song.
And Logan, Navy, don't come for me for what I'm about to say, because I like me some Rihanna.
Same.
However, Rihanna live. Sometimes it's hit and miss. And that's no Tino shit.
It's crunchy.
Like,
it's crunchy.
Me some Rihanna.
You ain't got to like mince your words. It's crunchy. She does not always deliver. What needs to be delivered
you might
when it comes to the live performance. Which is why I'm actually curious about what she's actually going to perform.
I think she's going to do all the ones that the crowd like. She's going to do the Only Girl in the World and the We Found Love. I think she's going that pocket.
Bitch better have my money.
Big enough, it's global enough that she won't have too many vocals.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Dawon?
Bitch gonna have my money.
I don't know if she's going to. Even though that's one of my favorite Rihanna songs.
I feel like she may go that way because I feel like her voice, she may still be able to go that way because it's more of like this weird pocket of not necessarily singing, but not necessarily rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I can see her doing that, but We Found Love requires her to sing.
Mm-hmm.
Only girl in the world requires her to sing.
The thing is, she's gonna she has to do Diamonds. You know, she's probably gonna end on Diamonds because everybody's gonna have their phone out. It's gonna be that spectacle that you want for television. And Diamonds is a tough song to sing when you ain't been singing for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, there's always listen. This is not like the Grammys where you have to sing live. So there's a track.
And we rooted for you, Rihanna, because I mean, at the end of the day, you're still a badass bitch, so it is what it is. But
I mean, Fergie still has a career after her mess up, and that was just the
so does Anita Baker.
Well, they were struggling for that crown, honey. Because Anita Baker said, she said, "Hold my poodle while I murder this song."
She said, "I sang this song well enough 70 years ago. Fuck you, hoes."
Why was she singing But why was she singing the Star Spangled Banner to the lyrics or to the music of "Sweet Love"? It was like they were pumping "Sweet Love" in her brain or in her earpiece, and she's singing the Star Spangled Banner to that music because the riffs and the runs, it was like, that don't go there.
You're gonna leave it to Anita alone.
I literally saw that. I was like, oh, my friend is trending.
Not for the right reasons, damn.
But you know what? I mean, between the two of them, between Anita and Fergie, I would listen to Fergie's over and over again. Let's play some basketball.
Let me tell you, I still look that remix that they did. It still takes me out. It is a bop. It is a bop.
Yep, it really is.
It is.
Fergie.
That iconic. She ain't got to release another record for the rest of her life, and she will live in infamy because of that rendition that she did.
I don't know if she can after that.
She said,
"She's gonna be EPs only from here on out."
She said, "Let me show you some Great Gatsby." How about Broke Gatsby?
Thought she was killing it. So yeah, by the end of this week episode, we'll know how Rihanna did. It's gonna be good. I mean, Paris is her choreographer, so you know the dance is gonna be on point. Like Paris's choreography is like insane. And Rihanna care enough. She's cultural enough that we're gonna get a moment. Vocally, is she gonna go all the way in? I don't know. That's not always her ministry. So she always finds other way to kind of get us in and hooked in that we're like, okay, Rihanna did the damn thing.
And you're right, it'll be the dancing. And you're 100% right. It'll be the dancing. If anything, she gonna eat the choreography.
Yeah. So
and if her Fenty fashion shows, not the last one, but her previous shows were an indication of the artistic stylings and the creative use of space, I imagine she's going to create a moment on the stage where it's not just like
1,000.
a regular stage. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to die if 12 people come out there with their ponytails tied together. I'm going to die.
Double dutching.
That was the only part that I liked of the Fenty show.
What the hell is Johnny Depp doing out there on the field? Just walking around, smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I like that part. And I forget we talked about it. I like that part. And then there was like one of the men's section that I liked as well, because them dudes were eating. They were eating that choreography up. Yeah. So if Paris is doing her choreography, we're gonna be like, damn, okay, they at least that part was eaten.
Yeah.
And all she gotta come in is, if I love it, I hold this place. That's all she gotta do.
By the way, on a different note, from a different artist, Dawon, I don't know why you still haven't listened to SZA, because it has now been 6 week consecutive #1. You got to give it a listen now at this point.
And low-key, we did, and we were talking about this before we hopped in, we did do a reaction video that we were going to put out, and then my internet and shit was fucking shit up on here, and it wasn't usable. So that's going in the vault.
And that was a great conversation.
It was a great conversation. Maybe one day.
What'd you think? No, so what'd you think of it? I need to know, because I wasn't there. Did you like the music video?
No.
No.
No. I mean, it was fine. It was fine. I like the music more than I like the music video.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
No.
Because we were at the end of the video that we recorded, this was hot tea, cold tea. And Corella asked me, would you watch the video again? I'm like,
no. I was like, damn. Oh Lord, that's why I cracked up because it reminded me what he said even then too. He said, but it was a good song. He did like the song. He did.
I actually really, really liked the song. I just felt like I got where they were going, but it felt like the video was more for her living out her own fantasy of kind of doing a Kill Bill, blah, 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 blah thing. Like how some artists be like, oh, when I get enough money, I'm going to make sure that I'm doing a da, 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 da for, it's for them. It's not for consumption of the fans. And to me, it felt like this was something that she wanted to do. She wanted to get dressed up. She wanted to like slice and dice some people and blah, 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 blah. The best part of that video was her hanging naked.
Right on that, because that's literally what she said. Literally, in her interview, that's literally, it's one of her favorite movies, and that's literally what she wanted to do.
And it showed. It showed in the video.
The best, and I enjoyed it because that's one of my fantasies too.
The best of Kill Bill, or hanging from the
hanging with a heart in your hand.
No, hanging from the ceiling naked with your body all tied up.
That's
with them cakes out.
That's it.
Here's a funny part, like that, like if this video comes, like Dawon didn't even know the song switched. He's like, "This song's still going." I'm like, "No, it's a new song." He's like, "Oh, okay," because I was wondering why she just hanging there. I was like, "Damn, this song ain't."
Well, over. I mean, Beyonce didn't change the game because all of her songs got 3 songs in them. Each song is 3 songs, so and the transitions be like smooth. So he's like, "Okay, this is what we doing." Okay. So damn, this song
her body
is real
looks
long.
sickening though. That new body she got, and she fessed up in the lyrics that she said, "No, I spent money on this body."
Yeah, I wish you could have seen
her thighs matching her ass.
This is true.
Good doctor.
And there weren't no rippling, no like buckling, no kind of like gravel, none of that stuff.
It sheets out.
Yeah,
ironed it out.
She went to the right place,
honey. A word.
Right place.
It matters to get the right doctor.
Well, look, I got a flight. I got a flight on Friday. Flying out to San Diego, and it's been about a week in Palm Springs before seeing you and Fizz. Yes, on Friday. In Vegas. So I have no excuse not to listen to the whole album on the way over. We'll see if it happens, but I just won't have an excuse.
I'm just warning you now, and you better tell Adam too. I'm gonna be a whole mess at Adele. So just be like, nigga having his own moment right now.
You gonna be crying and shit?
I am. He's like, just be like, Jarrell is saying goodbye to his best friend right now at this concert at the same time that we hear. So just know I'm boohoo sobbing like I'm at a funeral for a whole reason, because I literally will be basically mourning my friend.
I'm going to be on 8 edibles, so you won't even be in.
You won't hear a word from her.
Nope. I'll just be absorbing the vocals intravenously.
Good, just know, because like when my best friend that passed away back in November, like the last concert we went to was Adele. So this is like, and they haven't done a celebration of life or anything like this. So this will literally be like my celebration of life, my release for my friend. So it's
that
gonna,
makes sense.
Yeah. Gonna be
well, I'm jealous.
I'm excited. We actually instead of staying like on the strip, we got a nice little Airbnb with a pool and all this kind of stuff. It's super cute. So just off of the strip, and like we're not really like gamblers, so it's like what. And by the way, it's Valentine's Day weekend, the weekend prior. So when we were looking at like all the hotels, because staying out in Vegas is cheap. But honey, those hotel prices were like that weekend. All the douches are out. They were like, "Let me show my girlfriend," a good time.
I'm trying to get this pussy, yo.
I just want to say, I'm not trying to spend a little bit of a mortgage on a, on a Vegas hotel.
It's the reason why we got so many Scorpios. So
that's a word.
That part. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
We got enough.
Plenty.
We got enough.
Plenty.
And Brandon Jackson, I know that bitch like, and whatever that Scorpio, I can just hear her right now.
Or send them if you get a Scorpio baby or you a Scorpio, go over to China because they're having a a birth crisis over there. They need the help. So y'all go over there and help them out.
They have a birth crisis. It's like it's gone down for the first time in decades, but they still got like 95 billion people.
Right. Exactly.
I was like, okay, y'all good. Y'all can manage.
Right.
Quickly, I guess before we get to Ask Your Aunties, you see this kind of fiasco with Sam Smith's new video. Like we're not here, or what's it called? Something like
I'm not here
for friends or something.
Yeah.
The fiasco. Tell me more about the fiasco.
So
I've seen comments,
and I had to go look at the video before we hopped on today because like it was like popping up everywhere the last couple of days. Where his new video is very queer, is very Sam Smith, is very gender fluid, is very gay, is very everything, bodies out, his body out. So a lot of the comments on Twitter and this is coming from like famous people too, like well known, and a lot of it's like cis hetero men saying he shouldn't be having his body out there. He's too fat now to be doing that, this and that, all this stuff. Saying there's just too much going on in this video. Go back to like the old Sam Smith, pretty much, you know. And I'm like, Lord, like, hey, like, are we tired of telling people what to do with their damn bodies? Like,
apparently not.
We literally were just talking about SZA having her whole body like out, and at the end of that music video with bro, like.
And here's the thing: didn't they just praise Harry Styles for his gender fluidness and nakedness and all this stuff? But yet Sam Smith's a little larger than him, and now you got an issue. And he's queer, and the Harry Styles is it. I guess as far as we know, it smells like homophobia and fatphobia and bodyphobia.
I will say this: for me personally, he didn't serve what I think he was intentionally trying to serve. It was a miss for me. Okay. But I understand the freedom in which he was trying to express because the song is named "I'm Not Here to Make Friends," and literally he goes so gay where I think he's like the purpose of the video is literally in the title. Like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm going to be myself, and I can give a fuck about what other people think. So I think that's why it's so sexually fluid. It's so freeing, and it's so
and it's about going to the bar trying to hook up. Like, you're not there to make friends. You're there to hook up. So you're going to have like a little clothes blazer suit of a video? No.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah. I don't know. I just So did y'all listen to the album at all?
No, I want to. I need to. I might do that this week. I might even do a reaction video to it now.
I'm impartial on the album. I don't know. I just God damn it. Okay. So I feel like there might have been one too many black people that told Sam Smith, like, yeah, bitch, you better sing. And he didn't feel like an inner black woman, or he believes he has an inner black woman. Like,
okay.
I have a couple issues. Like, there's just something on it. I can't put my thumb on it that just doesn't sit right with me. There's just something about this album that is just not jiving with me. Okay. And I just feel like he was trying to embody a black woman.
He was trying to like Mark Wash or something like that. Like he's like over singing.
Yeah. Like he's trying to bring soul into pop, but like missing the mark, like that a black woman would be able to do.
Got it. Okay. You know, I definitely want to check out because I like Sam Smith. I like his music.
I like him too. I listen to his music all the time. But this album, I literally was just kind of like, oh, it's done?
So is Unholy the best song in the album?
I mean, Unholy is still just okay.
Oh, I like the Unholy.
There's one song on there that was actually pretty good. I forget the name of it. I actually liked it. And I was like, okay, it's probably like one of the soulful songs on it that he actually nailed. It's called How to Cry, or no, 6 Shots. Okay. And I was like, okay, I could fuck with 6 Shots. It has a little bit of a oomph to it, you know. But other than that,
oh damn.
There's a reason why his own songs. There's a reason why his own songs at the bottom of the last half of the album, because that's the only thing that's gonna keep it trending.
Oh, damn. Well, community, let us know. Have you listened to the album? Let us know what you think about this new Sam Smith album and what you think about the Sam Smith controversy as well. Let us know in the comments. Well, let's quickly take a quick little tea break. We interrupt this episode for very important information.
That's right. You've been asking for it for a long time, and we have heard you.
Yep, it's been a long time coming, but it's finally here.
Yo,
aunties
got
merch! Hey, that's right. You know what? We got tees, we got long tees, we got sweatshirts, we got fanny packs, there's just a whole gamut of stuff out there. So go and check that out.
We are so appreciative of your love and support, and we are so excited to launch it. Girl, where can we find us at?
Ma'am, they can head right over to minorityReport.com to check out the selection.
That's right. That's MINORITEA report.com.
Woo! I'm about to go get me some myself. All righty, ladies. What time is it?
Ask your
aunties. Oh my God, that was so much better than last week.
Oh yeah, that was the other struggle. God, I forgot about that. That was a struggle too. It was just a struggle episode last week. Girl, we love you, Landy.
I can't wait to listen. Look, that is so queued up for my plane ride because I got 6 hours, honey, to burn through. And I'm like, I want to like luxuriate in this.
Yes, you gonna catch it. You gonna be like, ooh, girl.
Real face there.
I know our faces were like. She was like, I ain't been on in a couple weeks. Leave me alone.
She could have came here and did the recording from our apartment. We weren't even here.
You know.
We got stable internet.
Okay. Well, the internet was stable. The internet was stable. It was just the power.
No, that part.
That's what. Okay.
That part.
Somehow the internet stayed on. Anyway, it says, "Hey, aunties, I'm curious as to who were some of your early Black heroes or Black folks you looked up to as we celebrate Black History Month."
Meteor Man. No, I'm kidding.
Ooh, I did like Meteor Man, though.
I did like Meteor Man.
No, I like Blank Man better than Meteor Man.
Blank Man was good too.
It was fire.
No, that's some blacky black ass shit.
Like, they don't make Black films like that no more.
They show don't. No, but real talk. I really. This is actually kind of hard for me to think of. And it's not just because I don't know Black history. I just felt like there just was a lack of kind of awareness of Black heroes that later in life became heroes, because the Black representation we saw on TV was given to few people. And when we were teaching Black history, when we were taught Black history, they really kind of pigeonholed, who the main figures were for the most part.
Were there any people like in your everyday life?
No, when it comes to my everyday life, honestly, it would probably.
Oh Lord!
I was about to say something. I was like, "That sounds bad. Like I don't like my family," but honestly, like my grandma was my hero. Like my grandma was my hero, and I called my grandma mom. And actually, I talked to her before this, because she was just that person who just really, truly led by example, but also gave room for me to fail and learn and figure out who I was at the same time. And she's probably because there's only one other person, but she's one of two people that I know in my life since the day I was born that has never, ever, not once judged me or said anything that I couldn't do or anything, or didn't accept a single part of me. Her and my cousin Jada are like the two people who have never, not once faltered at all whatsoever. So it would be my grandma, and it would then be my cousin Jada, because my cousin Jada also had like the Jada Pinkett Smith haircut too. Hey. So she ran track too. So she was just, my cousin was a thug, she hung out. She was dolled up at the same time.
She was Sha'Carri before Sha'Carri.
Yeah, literally, okay. But honestly, like I don't personally feel like I had a lot of, I don't know, positive examples growing up. I had to learn by watching other people struggle, if that makes sense. So I got to see a lot of just realness from other people having to go through things in their life. And that kind of ended up being the example that was up to me, which is not what to do. Like they didn't teach me what to do. I learned what not to do by watching. So
Gotcha.
that was just kind of for me. That's kind of how I
Yeah.
grew up.
Yeah.
What about you, Dawon?
When I first saw the question, I thought of like, who did I admire? And as I don't know how this is gonna sound, but like honestly, Storm from the X-Men.
Yeah.
Real talk.
You know, like as a kid, you know, obviously there are like people that have done great things, you know, in terms of like Black history and whatnot, and modern history. But like when I think about who I actually admired, like I was the only reason why I collected X-Men comic books for so long was because my girl Storm was in there, and you know, you just did not see characters like that were dark skinned, from Africa, just projecting grace and fucking immense power.
Yeah.
And you know, I ate it up. I don't know if that was
Was
like
there
hero
almost like a
or
mixture
fan,
of blackness and queerness for you too? Like, was there? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know, I think as a young gay, quasi effeminate, young man, I found a lot of people, a lot of attraction for powerful female characters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
particularly in you know, that are Black. And the more that I thought about this, and as I was listening to Jarrell, when I think about like in my personal life, it's wild because I feel like this person is like played the hero and the villain at the same time because they're Gemini. So you got both of them. But it was my mom, like 100%. You know, like I grew up in a single parent household. My parents were separated and divorced much later, but I always knew them as being, for the most part, separated. And you know, my mom held shit down, and we, as much of a struggle as it is for one parent, you know, to have three kids at the age of 23, 24, right? And to be able to have, you know, a roof over our heads, to have food on our table. We never really wanted for anything. We had a pretty moderate middle class kind of like upbringing, which I feel privileged, and I recognize that is a privilege because not a lot of people have that. But like the things that my mom had to sacrifice, and the expectations that she had for us, and the enablement that she provided us in terms of supporting our passions, whether it was, you know, arts or sports or you know, music or, you know, arts or I said arts again because we did a lot of I did a lot of arts. You know, like she made sure that we had a well-rounded childhood with, you know, activities and trips and extracurriculars, but then we did book reports every single week. Like language and vocabulary was really important in our family. We played like Scrabble all the time, like any kind of word game, Scrabble, Boggle, like we had a very rich culture, and I have to attribute that to my mom. You know, because she was the one that made all that happen. And so I know that sounds a little like, I don't want to say pandering or whatever, like but it's true. You know, like I really look at my mom as that person that will, like, when you say give me a chick that can do it all, my mom can do it all.
Yeah. Oh,
so,
I love that.
What about you, Boo?
Yeah, like I would say personal life, both my parents, like I'm a mama's boy at the end of the day, but I'm so much like my dad as well. And my dad, like he was probably the first one where I'm just like, oh, okay, this dude's a superhero for real. Because like, especially as I've gotten older, just kind of realizing, like, he was started his own church, had a PhD, so he was like high up at Dow Corning in like corporate America. And so like just to be tugged multiple ways from a lot of people that needed his energy. Never missed like a track meet, never missed a sporting event, a music event, nothing like. And I didn't realize it then, like, because that's a lot. They have 3 kids that are involved in all this sports and shit like that, but still you got to be available for the church. You got to be available for your boss at work that may be calling you at 9 o'clock at night, stuff like that. As I realize as we get older, just the life be life. And so it's made him even more grander in my eyes because I never heard him complain, never heard him, nothing. And we'd be like on a Saturday, be like, oh, I'm going to go and do this. And he'll gladly take us. If we forget something at home, he'll gladly go home. He's still like this to this day. Like he will just gladly do stuff because it doesn't bother him. And that's the way he shows love as well. So he's just the first one that, especially from where he kind of came from, because he didn't necessarily get all of that, maybe from his dad and his father figure, to be able to be like, you know what, I didn't get this. That's not an excuse. Let me figure this shit out and be able to be there for my kids, despite all the other responsibility that I do have still this day. I can call my dad right now and be like, hey, Dad, I need you down here in Philly right quick because he will hop in that truck in a heartbeat and be here by morning and not think twice about it. And that's just kind of cool, Yeah. So he's definitely my hero in my eyes, and my mom too. But specifically my dad, like I need to shout him out because I probably just don't do it enough. But then just like in like culture, I was a Michael Jackson fan from like birth. Like that dude was like something else to me. So a lot of my people that I looked up to just like in culture were around music throughout my life. Even to this day, I just get there's something that fills me up when I just see someone just doing something well musically. I'm just like, like my DNA gets happy. So, but the first one I could really be like, I'm just a Michael Jackson fan. Then it turned into like Janet, and then it's all this stuff. And then even on TV, for some reason, it sticks out in my mind. Do you remember the show Ghost Rider?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The black kid on there, I think his name was like Jamal or something like that.
Yeah.
I used to love that show, and just to see the black kid on Ghost Rider, I used to love it. I used to love Jamal on there, and things like that. So yeah, and then it came down to like Aaliyah, then it came to like Timbaland and Missy, like just so over life, just the black excellence and culture that I like enjoy. But day to day, it's definitely my dad and my mom as well. So
I definitely feel like kids today have a lot of options outside of the traditional politics and entertainment realms. Because I feel like growing up, it's not to say that there weren't, obviously there were the at least for me, Jesse Jacksons of the world and the, Al Sharptons of the world and like these folks that are doing really amazing political activist work. Because I think when you think of like Black History Month, you think of like activism, people that are out there for the culture, protecting rights, but I feel like now there are so many people that are out there that are just doing amazing things. We've got Lena Waithe, we've got, oh gosh, what is her name? Not Tammy Brown. The one that the vegan that has
Tabitha Brown.
Tabitha Brown. Thank you. We've got all these interesting like entrepreneurs that are out there that are changing the game and changing the discourse around breaking generational curses. You've got Dwayne Wade that's out there who on top of his athletic accolades, the way that he stands for his family and he supports his children and does so publicly and gracefully and intelligently. There are so many people that are out there today that have a voice and a platform. That I'm really excited that kids today get to grow up with all of these different kinds of influences from all different kinds of walks of life.
Absolutely. And honestly, we say it all the time. That's why we started this podcast, to kind of join that fray. Honestly, it's just like we didn't see a lane there, so we took an opportunity to do so. And hopefully one day people are like, oh, Auntie Carell, Dawon, and Jarrell, like, I look up to them. And we just to let you know, we be life for us too. So we figuring this shit out too. So.
Yeah. I will say that's one of the questions like this got me thinking. And I gotta be honest. I got a little emotional, like hearing you all like talk about your parents, being, like that person, for you. If I'm being honest, I had to write this down because Marvin and I have to talk about this at therapy on Saturday. But
not the cliff notes, honey. She said, "I came with a list.
I gotta unpack
We're gonna have
this.
a breakthrough tonight."
I gotta unpack this. But no, honestly, I didn't realize how, because I knew my parents were babies raising a baby, and a part of me had forgiven, some of the things that were done towards me or that was not done towards me. But I guess I never really thought about just how much I missed out on as well too, if that makes sense, and what it would have been like to have, the parents that you see on TV or the parents that you get to hear that your friends have. And I don't know, like me and my siblings, we sometimes talk about this, like because we'll talk and be like, oh, here your mama go again, oh, let me tell you about your daddy, like, and we literally have to say to each other, and it's sad that it's like almost a comfort that we remind each other, like, you got to remember, we don't have the parents that other people have. And I don't know, for some reason, like that just really made me just really emotional, being like, damn, like that was something that I just never got in my life, and I'm not going to get in my life. And that's not to say that my parents aren't good parents. Okay.
100%.
They are doing the best that they can. And I definitely acknowledge that, but it doesn't mean that there's still something that I'm not missing out on,
Yeah.
And so that's why I pride myself on being an uncle. That's why I take my responsibilities as an uncle very seriously, because that's not what I got. And I want to make sure that they are getting that love and that representation, and that, and they have someone that they can say, hopefully. And if they don't, when they grow up, that's okay too. But at least I know that I gave everything, and I did everything I could to make it better for the next generation,
Yeah.
And one of the beautiful things that I've ever heard one of my nephews say, it was, when I go up, I'm going to be an uncle just like you.
I'll see.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay,
I'm doing all
right. I'm doing all right.
It's very interesting. Like, I think a couple of things. One, it never does anyone any good to compare situations, because that's why I had to like caveat my my hero comment, because my mama a trip.
I was like, it doesn't mean there's not some
there's a whole lot of trauma being unpacked from the things that we didn't get, or the things that we got that other people didn't get,
That's a
but
whole word.
I so appreciate you sharing that, Jarrell, because that's a real moment. I can imagine people listening to anything that we talk about and be like, wow, like, I don't have that, or I haven't experienced that. Even like the stuff that we talked about at the beginning of the podcast today, like, the Beyonce tickets and like the travel stuff. And like, there are people that are listening right now that are just like, that is just not my life. And, how amazing would it be, to have that, and, the things that the aunties have, or that they talk about, or the friendship that we have that maybe they don't have. And it's like, everybody has their own lane to walk in their own journey on this earth.
Yeah.
And, it's the experiences that we get, the gifts that we get from others, and the missed opportunities, or the traumas that we also carry with us, that informs the person that we are today, that also then translates into who we show up for others. So the fact that you took your upbringing and the hurt parts of those and translated that into an immense amount of outpouring of love and support and understanding, and just being there for your, as an uncle, and for your family.
Yeah.
Imagine the gift that they're getting, because, how you've chosen to overcome, the things that were missing in your life.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
I mean, honestly, like, I think about it, but, as like, I don't know, it's just one of those things, as I get older, like, I find myself thinking about the past more for some reason, and I don't know if I'm thinking about the past because I'm trying to figure out what the future looks like and how I can be, because I also very believe you got to know where you come from to know where you're going, and so it's every now and then I think about those things. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
But everything happens for a reason, and the truth is, by the grace of God, I am here today, so at the end of the day, he's the one in control at the end of the day, and I'm just going to ride passenger seat.
Ride this shit out.
God, your will,
Right.
and it will be done.
And I love that notion, like, as we think about Black History Month, I love the notion of, we are doing the best we can with what we have.
Yes.
And, we're all at different points of the spectrum in terms of what we have and what we don't have. But, what you choose to focus on and how you choose to live as a result of, your information, that says a lot about, your place in the world. And, people who can take trauma and heartbreak and hurt and all these things that are, that are tough to go through. It's like that saying goes, you never have a testimony without a test, and the gift that comes from people who have a testimony to inspire others, to motivate others, to even just like let people know that you are not experiencing this alone. There are a whole bunch of other people out here that
1000%.
know where you have come from and know what you've gone through, and have taken the opportunity to invest and bet on themselves in a way that is carving out a brighter future versus wallowing in the why is me and the why what I don't have and da 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 da. It's powerful. It really is.
Yeah. So community, we're curious as to who some of your early Black people in your life or on TV culturally that you looked up to, that you found were heroes as we celebrate Black History Month. I was going to say celebrate Black History Month. Let us know in the comments or DM us and things like that. And if you haven't asked your aunties questions, send them to aya@minoriteareport.com or DM us that as well. So, let's see here. There was something I wanted to talk before we got. Quickly.
There we go.
Well, because it's just another week that's just tired of talking about cops and Black people and all this shit. It's like R.I.P. to Tyre Nichols and the things his fans going through. Like, I avoided talking about it last week because it was going on last week. I was like, I ain't got the energy last week, and even I damn near don't got it this week because it's a tiring conversation. It's a tiring justification. It's all of it is just tiring, and I'm tired of people saying, "Well, they were Black cops." It just showed you that the whole profession is so corrupt and racist, and we need to overhaul the whole system. Point blank at the period. And if you don't believe that, then get the fuck out my face. Like I ain't got shit else to tell you because I'm tired of having this conversation. And
I'm tired. I'm tired of let there be a Black person involved as a perpetrator. We will be talking about this for 25 months. But for all the gazillions of white cops that are out there running reckless on our communities and our people.
And there were still white people in this situation that they surely ain't talking about.
Well, there was one white guy that was like laughing and kikiing it up that was there and wasn't even involved in wasn't impacted by the original, group that got not put on administrative leave or whatever they ended up doing with them. So it just goes to show that America loves a story that reinforces a stereotype that they have. Black on Black crime. That's all. That's what we're really talking about. And it sucks for the family and the memory of the person that was impacted that this has been politicized in this kind of way. Because it's just not fair. There's no excuse for loss of life. There's no excuse for this kind of brutality under any circumstances, but it burns my britches, the fact that we're holding on to this and continue to talk about this and seeing all this information about this, but it's because the perpetrators, the predominant perpetrators are Black. That's what it boils down to.
1000%.
And that's literally the reason why they was it convicted in 25 days or charged in 25 days? Charged in 25 days. The quickest as ever.
Right.
And past talking about like, oh, it took 2 years. It took like the fuck.
I know they want like a pat on the back. They're like, oh, look how quick we did this, bitch, because they was black.
Because they was black.
And that's exactly. We couldn't wait to get these niggas in jail.
Right. The more of them in jail. Right. Let's go ahead. Let's speed this up.
Seriously. So, and for those that keep like sharing the videos, because I purposely avoided all of them. That's fucked up. Stop it, please. It's triggering. It's traumatizing for everybody involved, especially the family and the friends of this particular human being, to be going on social media to try to escape shit. And now you're sharing the whole brutality. Stop it.
The family.
I'm glad the video got out there, but let it be out there.
The family is the one. The family is the one that released it, though. And
but I'm talking about resharing.
Yeah.
You got to reshare this shit on social.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, definitely don't reshare. I mean, if you want to watch the video that was released, go do that on your own time, but don't share that so that it makes it that much successful. I watched it. I did watch the video. For me, yes, it is traumatizing. It is triggering. But for me, as someone that's a front line, that's what makes me stand up and be in the front lines, is to remember what I've seen, not just be able to say, I heard this is what happened. Seeing it also makes me want to fight that much more for our rights to just fucking live. And so it's a hard video to watch. And if it's not in your mention, if you don't got it, you definitely don't watch it. Definitely don't watch it.
But not my ministry.
Yeah,
I didn't watch George Floyd. I don't need to watch it. This is a history that we didn't see played out a gazillion times. If they came out with a video of Emmett Till, I wouldn't watch that either. So
So hang in there, black people. I don't know what else to tell us. We Brazilian folk. That's what I do know. So out of that, we haven't talked about Drag Race in a minute. Community, by the way, we didn't even say this last week. Thank you for hopping on the live. It got taken down. It got taken down with the quickness because we showed the show. So our YouTube channel now has officially a strike against us. That's okay though. But so the next one we do, we'll find a way to probably just watch on the side and just you'll see us commenting and we'll see your comments coming in, but we won't physically show the episode.
Yeah. I think, but, isn't it because of the audio, not because of the video, right? It's the audio.
I think it might be both.
Really?
I think it was like all the above.
I'm curious because some people be playing like actual videos on their YouTubes, and I'd be like, how the hell are you getting away?
It might have been just like it was a live rebroadcasting of it. Like I think since it was live in action.
Okay.
It might have been
the algorithms are going haywire. Like
them algorithms found us quickly too. I was like, damn, we ain't even like got millions of subscribers.
These are like the sentinels.
It popped up on the phone and said, like, your video has been taken down. It's been a violation of YouTube conduct. I was like, damn, they found us quick.
Damn. We literally got off and 5 minutes later. You're like, well, it's down.
That didn't work.
But honestly, that was so much fun though. I can't wait for us to do that again. We're gonna have to figure out a weekend.
It's a blast. And so we haven't talked the last couple episodes. Who are your top 3 now? So from these last couple episodes, any additional highlights, moments that you're like, oh, that was fire? And who are your top 3?
Mine hasn't changed.
Mine has changed.
Yeah.
I still feel like Lucy is going to be in the top 3. I feel like I would like to see Anitra. I think the only thing that I'm teetering with, and I think she might even win this, is Mistress Michelle Brooks or Mistress Brooks
from Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. That's who I know. Because she's just a drag queen.
She is a professional.
Yeah,
she is. Yeah. I mean, she didn't win, but she was close with the snatch game. She gets.
It was her runway. That's what it was. Kleenex.
It was that toilet tissue.
Yeah, that was tragic. It really was. It's so funny because like by the time they get notified that they're going to be on the show, they've got like 6 weeks to get everything done. So like for some people, they can pull it together, but when you're getting stuff made and whatnot, and I've heard so many stories of these drag queens being like, 2 days before I'm getting ready to hop on a plane, they're coming up and they're showing this thing and it didn't look
and a lot of them go to like the same people at that, so they're already bombarded with 20 dresses.
But I think the last time, and I can't remember exactly, but I think I said Sasha Colby was in my top 3, but I think I would switch her out for Mistress.
Yeah, because that's literally my 3. That was my 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Sasha though looked great on that Beautiful Nightmare or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, bitch.
I just have a feeling that she's gonna fizzle out because she. I mean, but for the fact that she was like, she snapped her neck in that one video and whatnot. Yeah. I don't see a lot of
that. Was funny.
That was funny.
Every time.
Every fucking. I'm like, damn. You see the joke coming? That shit was still funny.
I think what I'm looking for though is they are so praising her for her beauty and all that, which I think is great. But I'm still waiting to see a little bit more personality from her, and I'm looking for her to get a little kooky, get out of like the beauty part of it, and get show some of that personality and that spunk and whatnot. And that's the only reason why I feel like she may be in the top, but I also feel like there might be a week where that personality is not showing through, and she needed to push through, and you can't rely on beauty, and it's gonna send her in the bottom. I can see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. What about you?
It happens a lot with the pretty girls.
Who are your 3?
I think Lucy's going to be in there because, I mean, she's just another professional. Her Joan was fire. Her Joan Rivers was fire in Snatch Game. Probably Lucy. I think you might be right, but Mistress might sneak in there because she's just the quintessential. It's like when you look up drag queen in the dictionary, she's hitting every single note of what you just want from a drag queen.
And I honestly think she's going to win it. I actually think she's going to win it.
I think so too.
I think she's going to win.
I feel like
they're
setting her up to be at the end, low key.
Yeah.
Like, because they're giving just enough, but she hasn't had like a main storyline yet, which tells me they're saving her for towards the end.
And I also feel like
sneaking up on me is the girl from Miami. The girl from Miami,
Baby Doll, Malaysia, Baby Doll.
Yeah, Baby Doll. Yeah, she might kind of get there because she's another one that's just a seasoned queen.
Pistachio, almond,
do her. Do not do her. Do not do her. Do not do her.
Cinnamon bun, pistachio nuts.
Leave her alone. And I'm interested to see how Spice is going to do now without her sister there, because Spice was my favorite out of the twins.
Mm-hmm.
I think she might sneak and have like a fire week out the blue on us. I genuinely think so because she doesn't sew. She made it through there somehow.
Yeah,
I think she's going to do good with like this week's episode. So by the time this our episode comes out, we'll know how well she does. Like the singing episode. Mm-hmm. I feel like she might sneak in there and grow quicker than if she would have had her sister there in their entire time. I feel like she's a quick learner.
So continuing with this conversation, who would you say are like the 2 or 3 people that you're like, okay, I've seen enough. I don't need to see anymore.
Spice. Amethyst was
Spice for you.
What's the other black girl? And sorry, it's Mo's daughter, but
Lux Noir.
Robin. No, Robin.
Oh, Robin Fierce.
Oh, Robin.
She just there.
She is forgettable.
so far,
like, I can't remember anything that she has done at all.
What else is there? Oh, Jack's got to go.
I agree with that.
For me, it's the other one. The one that said he's the trade.
The Filipino guy.
Yeah, he's just kind of there too. He kind of looks like Detox Jr.
Detox Jr.
He kind of looked like Detox.
Detox?
Or it's another one that looks like Detox.
That's a white guy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no,
Detox
don't look
like
Detox.
Hold on,
and very like lips done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, no, Detox Jr. I'm telling you, if you put them in drag next to each other, you're gonna be like, oh shit, and like, yeah. At least to me. Detox, there's a second, and maybe it's the karate girl that's the one that looks like Detox Jr.
I could see Anitra and Detox.
Okay, it's maybe Anitra that I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was
had like the latex dress on.
Yes.
Yeah,
like
Anitra. Yeah,
okay.
Anitra looks
then I think it's Detox Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, then the other girl, I can't even think what she looked like. Then bye, she can go. And I feel like there's still 95 other girls, and I don't remember none of them. So I liked Lux this last week, though. I will say that I liked her outfit
Yeah.
with the zebra and the
Yes.
purple.
Yeah.
That
That
was
was
gorgeous.
cute, bitch. The
Yeah.
way that
Yeah.
gave me storms. The way that it
Yeah.
kind of just flew like that. I was
Mhm.
like, oh yes, bitch.
Yeah. And the
Yeah,
fact that she
I did like that.
made those pants, that was because
Yeah.
remember she was standing next to the fabric and she was like, I think I kind of want to make pants, but pants have to be so
Yeah.
and she whipped it out.
She whipped that shit out.
She
Yeah.
whipped it
Hands are
out.
hard to make like that. So I was like, go ahead. So I think she'll be in maybe like the top 6, 7.
Yeah.
I don't know if she'll win it.
She,
She just needs to be a
she's got
little
a
more
lot of
seasoned.
she definitely has that fashion vibe, but she also lacks personality. Not in the fact that she her personality does not stand out on stage compared to the others that are there. Let's put it that way. She's
Her
a pretty girl to
personality is
look
just
like.
playing kind of like
She's
that more
talented,
ditzy role.
but
You need
yeah,
more than just ditzy
that's-
role.
I don't know. I honestly feel like that with a lot of the girls this season, and I think the truth is that extra 30 minutes is not giving enough time to really get to know the queens. If I'm being 100% honest,
with
like
4,500 of them, absolutely not.
I mean, like, but I mean, like, you just can't even appreciate their work as far as when the runway comes into play because you literally get 3 seconds to see them.
Yeah.
Whereas before, you got to be able to see the details. You could see who was clearly top and bottom when it came to it. Now it's just so rushed. Even the editing, like even when they were doing the reading, you knew that Luca won because of the fact that they gave her more cuts to make sure that it was obvious that she was the winner. Like you didn't get to see people crash and burn when they were reading because before like some girls would read and it was like that didn't land. But now the way they edited is they gave everyone at least one good read.
Right.
And then they gave the ones that were better.
There were no
a
crickets.
couple more.
There was none of those crickets at all.
Yeah. None.
And I also feel like they chint on the mini challenge. Like throughout the entire season, they chint on the mini challenge and they distort more time to like really ridiculous conversations in the workroom, which I don't you have this and you have Untucked, like just leave. Give us more of the mini challenge. And then
I just looked up the names of these people. As Titties could go. Even though I thought Marsha was funny the first episode, she could go. Who else out here? Besides Sugar Spice. Okay, I think all these other bitches are gone now.
I feel like S Titties has a lot to offer, but I feel like her drag.
She's so damn loud.
Well, she's loud and extra, but I feel like that is more of a, I don't want to say a defense mechanism, but I feel like something within her drag is not settled yet. Like she's still trying to find herself. It really does. And like I've been challenged with her aesthetic. I think that her critique this past week was unfair because I don't think that she should have been in the bottom based on what she made.
I don't think so either.
I thought that was bullshit, but I felt like they picked somebody that they knew would outshine Amethyst, which that ain't hard because bitch been in the bottom for the first 14 episodes of the show. So and I was really rooting for Amethyst. I was like, okay,
I thought she was better. I honestly thought she was better. The only thing that City did was just basically humping the goddamn floor like a damn dog. Like,
I feel like Amethyst is going to be one that's good in about 5 years when she comes back in All Stars. She's only done 2 years.
Agreed.
Yeah, she will be back in All Stars, and I agree with you.
Thinking you can tell she's going to be a good queen. It's just too early.
Yep.
So
and she only has 2 years. I think she's one of the ones that had 2 years of experience, right?
Literally.
Yeah.
So it's just like you just need time.
Bake
so kudos for you literally getting on the show this early in your career. That's incredible. So they clearly saw talent in you. I see talent there. She just needs a moment. She just needs some moment and some coin. She just needs some moment and some coin.
Yeah.
Because you're still probably making them $1 little $2 little at the clubs right now. They ain't gonna give you the outfits that you need for this kind of show.
I do want to commend Michelle Visage for really taking a moment to provide Amethyst with some tough love around his nose and the nose contouring. it was interesting because when you watch the Meet the Queens before this episode, before the season even started, half of his interview was him self-deprecating about his nose. And, he's like, oh, people are going to, see my nose coming in the room before I do and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just glad that she called that out because, there are so many things that people don't like about themselves and they try to hide it. And, drag is not about hiding. It's about revealing. And I love that was a moment for her to just say, listen, what you have is beautiful. And it's so validating
and it's different than the next queen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean,
it must make you different.
I think my thing of it though is you still need to give space though for people to go through those things, because the truth of the fact is her, and I'm not going to assume, but I'm assuming that her insecurities with her nose stems outside of drag. And so for their there's just a lot to probably unpack with just learning how to self-love. But I agree though, I think it's very important that we still encourage people when we see people being like there's something about themselves that they don't love, just to love them a little bit extra harder, But for me personally, I'm not in the business of telling people how they should love themselves. I'm going to love them for them in that way and show up for them and let my love for them in that way inspire them to love themselves. Because the truth of the fact is they're already working on trying to not dislike themselves from it, that you telling someone else about it is just going to just point it out that much more. So that's just me personally, as someone who's just, there are things about my own stuff that I just don't like. That when someone calls it out and they're like, oh my God, I love that. I'm like, I don't. Thank you. So now I have to awkwardly say thank you when I don't. Like it makes me feel awkward,
I get that. I think the difference
that just doesn't bring me happy.
I think the difference is you're talking about a real life situation. We're talking about somebody who's getting paid to judge. You know what I'm saying?
But we're talking about somebody's nose. But we're still talking but I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the receiving end of someone who is being told that. Yeah, I'm not talking about Michelle. I'm talking about being on the receiving end. And that's a real thing.
I see both sides of it, but I feel like if there's an environment, especially in a sisterhood of drag, that's the environment to do so. It's just like, I love your nose. It's beautiful as you are. And I think I kind of lean a little more with Dawon just saying, I like that tender moment, because Michelle's not known to always have these tender moments. But just like the call it as it is, yes, it might be a little awkward for him, but clearly he's uncomfortable, and most people are probably telling him to change his nose. No, literally, like, you have one of the most famous people on the TV telling you, I love you for exactly who you are. Like, it's cool, And
the root of the comment,
whatever.
The root of the comment was really about his nose contouring, not about, oh, you should love your nose and da da da. But it's like the way that you're contouring your nose ain't it.
But she literally says you're contouring as if you're trying to hide it. That was her.
Absolutely.
I am. And he said that he is. And that's probably because of the reason why of it being so big. And like you said, even in the Meet the Queens, that's, it was clearly that there's something there with the nose. But, not his thing. I think that's something that bothers, because I didn't get, I'm using my nose as something that gets me. I saw someone who does not like their nose. That's what I got from it. And so what I'm saying is that and I'm not disagreeing with y'all. I'm just saying the other side of the coin, which is sometimes on the receiving end, it doesn't feel good. Even though the intent is something very sweet and nice, sometimes it don't feel that way, especially in moments like that, where now you're having to sit there and be like, okay, which you're still unpacking it. Like,
well, she's gone now, so we ain't gotta have this conversation.
She's gonna be backing for real out.
She's gonna be back in that hotel room, contouring her nose the way she regularly.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
But it made for good TV.
It so did, and it was a nice moment. I feel like I'm glad she said it, because you could tell someone's uncomfortable and hiding, and you genuinely like that feature of that person. I feel like even if it still makes them a little uncomfortable, it's just like, no, I truly love you for you. You still got to unpack what you need to unpack, but from my point of view, I love you for you. Take it or leave it, kind of
thing. The thing that I don't
like, to them at that point to figure out what they need to do with it.
The thing that I don't like is what Michelle's been doing with Marsha, and like telling her to, like, put more makeup on. Like,
she need to.
No, well, I mean, difference of opinions, but
she needs
like, at the end of the day, she has a drag aesthetic, and it's working for her, and it got her on the show. So I'm like, I get the
But
notion of
Michelle
like,
said it and Ruth said it, so that's two out of the. Here's my thing: like, it's a game. It's a game.
100%.
And so if the people that are roughing the game are telling you you need to do something, guess what? For 3 weeks while I'm in this quarantine in this hotel room, I'm gonna put all the fucking makeup on in this world, and then when I get out here, I'm gonna go back to my aesthetic.
I'm gonna come out here looking like I got my makeup done at the Mac counter at the
looking like Bozo the Clown. Because I mean, it is what it is. That's why I think a lot of people be getting in their feelings with these judges. I'm like, they are telling you how to win this game.
Yeah.
They want to see some damn makeup. They don't want to see flats out here. I make me laugh, and they tell you to make me laugh. Bitch, I'm gonna be the funniest hoe in that hole.
Look, let me just say that joke that Lucy said about Mr. Brooks. She's like, everybody keeps talking about these kidney heels, and she wore them, but what they don't realize is they started out as stilettos.
Floored.
I was like, okay, on that one alone,
Lucy came to win.
you win.
Lucy came to win. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, come to fucking play the game or stay your ass home. I get that, like, it's their aesthetic and everything, and I agree. Like, you have to have a second. Outside of it, it's going to be pretty good, actually. In the game, if they telling you to put some damn makeup on, ho, find you some more makeup if you want to win this show. If you want to win the show, if your goal is not to win, okay, do what you want to do then.
Like even like Malaysia said, she took one sewing class before she got there because she knew there was going to be a sewing challenge.
She knew.
Yeah.
And she looked great for a one sewing class. I could do that after one sewing class.
But
one
sewing class.
Okay, Mr. Fashion Designer, we know you went to school for it, but shit.
Girl, look, not after. And some of the other girls, would they give it? No.
That part.
No. And some of the other girls still had help. I'm just
that part.
Yeah.
So all right. So I know we're kind of long here in the tooth there. So community, stay tuned. We'll probably do another live drag race at some point, and maybe even like the finale or something like that. So just be lookout on social for that. But until then, I think that's it. Anything else on your hearts and minds?
Happy Black History Month.
Hey,
we love y'all. Subscribe, follow, like, leave a comment if you can, or a review. Like, come on, support a Black business. Support your aunties here. We're giving you all the content, honey. We just ask for just a little bit in return.
Period. And until then, wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass. See you next week. Bye.
Bye, y'all.